Okay, it's going. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm using my new mic. I have no idea what it sounds like. Doesn't really matter, I guess. It's a Yeti, though, and it's red and pretty. Hi. Hi, everybody. This is Sarah. The room's probably empty still, but that's okay. I'll wait until people pop up. And then I'll get back to work, because that's what I need to do. No one yet. It's okay. If no one shows up, then I can end this, and then I can go back to being a raptor. Alright, I'm gonna grab a sucker then. Yeah. A sucker. See, look. I got my Halloween candor. This is for tonight's shenanigans. So tonight is French Toast Friday, right? That's that thing that we do. Me, Mark, and a couple of my friends. Normally we make French toast, as the name implies, but as the years have passed, we've got kind of bored with French toast. So we've crossed into territory of other exotic breakfast confections, such as waffles and pancakes, and sometimes we don't even do breakfast stuff, sometimes we just cook interesting food. Tonight is corn night, which has nothing to do with breakfast at all, but it is Halloweenish, or it's getting close to Halloween, and corn is like associated with the harvest, right? Maybe? Mark?
Souls, yes.
Harvesting of souls, the corn souls?
Yes.
Children of the soul, corn souls. And Noodle's going to be a scareto for Halloween this year, so he's gonna have corn feet and a pumpkin head, and he's gonna be adorable. But tonight's corn night. And I never knew there were so many flavors of Dum Dum. But I've had this like weird desire or like oral fixation that I've wanted to have quelled lately, either by like this summer it was popsicles, and now that popsicles are kind of out of vogue, I'm just sort of into I guess suckers. And this is a lot of suckers. What?
You're just into dum-dums.
I'm just into dum-dums.
It is voting serious.
It is. I voted today. This is the Vegas voting sticker. Yeah.
Voting for the least dumb ones?
Yeah! Except I couldn't get my machine to work because I put my card in backwards. Yeah.
You're always putting things in backwards.
Yep. That's my job. The person who helped me thought I was a complete moron. That's
sure.
okay. But anyhow, ooh, let me look down into the thingy. Hello, Veronica, and Joshua, and Carl, and Century Zero, and Brother Tiny. Ooh, it's a kinky name. Hello, Denmark. And hello, Polis Squalus. Good to see you back. And does Noodle get orange eyes? No, I'll show you what I got him, though. Oh god, I probably just cracked half of those. I went to, let me put this in my mouth. No, I'm not. I went to Target after I voted. By the way, how does the audio sound? Like, I've never used this mic before for streaming. It's supposed to be my new streaming mic. It was super spendy and fancy, so it should be doing the job. At least, hopefully, better than my laptop did prior to this. And I want to know, can you guys hear Mark? Mark talk.
Hi, I'm over in the other side of the room.
He's way over soldering in his solder corner. So, I'm gonna cut the bottom out of this, and Noodle's head is gonna go in here, and he's going to light up the face with his eye LEDs. So this is his pumpkin head. And I don't know, I might paint it orange, I might not. I don't really care if it's orange. I just want this to go, it's gonna mount to his planetary gear eye gantry thing, so when his eyes look back and forth, the pumpkin will turn with his head. So that's kind of the goal. And then I think I'm just gonna put like corn husks on his feet as a kind of scarecrow looking facade thing. I don't know. So this is for Noodle's cute costume. It's gonna be the cutest little scare noodle ever. Oh gosh. Hey guys. Hello everybody. Hello new people. I realize my subscriber count probably doubled since last week, so some of you might be new here. Welcome. Welcome to the streaming portion of my channel. I normally do this more often, but the end of the year is usually kind of busy for both Mark and I, so I haven't been doing it as much as I normally do, or had done in the beginning of the year. But I usually just work on stuff. I'm gonna actually go back to what I was doing now. I was drawing. That's totally not as exciting as 2 Fridays ago. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had a couple of my friends over and they were sticking things to my butt and they were actually helping me figure out like what shape the anchors needed to be on the for the butt winch thing, right, Mark?
Yep.
Yup. So we were trying to figure out exactly where they needed to be attached and what shape they needed to be. That took us like a good 2 hours on Friday, and we were drinking, and it was good fun. But given when they actually show up, we'll see where this night takes us. But right now, how the hell do I do that again? Yep, that's exactly what I wanted. There we go. I'm gonna draw for a bit. So I have concept sketches for all the peripherals part of Shiban, except for the propeller pasties. You guys remember the propeller pasties? If not, I've got a video for that. But it's one of the peripherals I made that plugs into the backpack, and I'm gonna wear it at SuperCon. And I'm updating the actual website for Shiban in general. However, it doesn't have any, like, a concept art piece for this augment, the spinning propeller nips. I actually have a view for that too. Wait, can I do it? Nope. It's this. There we go. Okay. This is my bench at the moment. I have no idea if you guys can see this, but that's these guys right here. Yeah, you can. Deal. So, that fancy outfit is responsible for spinning the propeller proportionate to how much the other nipple is stiffening, and there's an IR sensor, that's that green board, hovering over the circle, the nipple circle. The idea is that the nipple kind of protrudes through that area, and the sensor is capable of picking up very minute size variations, I guess. Like, it functions best within like 5 or 6 millimeters, and that's like the operating distance of a nipple, so it works out perfect. I designed the standoff, the IR sensor standoff pasty, to seat 3 sensors, 1 on top and 2 on either side, but I can actually show you guys this. That's this thing right here. Normally there'd be 1 on either side as well. So that's the thing I'm drawing. I'm gonna eat this. I apologize, I can't help myself. Rubber. And this is actually good because it'll make sure that I shut up and I don't just keep talking at you guys, and I actually get some work done, because I'm really bad about that. Wow, there's 52 of you guys. Hi. Welcome to my stream. I'm gonna scroll up and see what you guys are saying. Did anyone ever answer about the mic sound? Audio seems fine. Thank you, Joshua. I'm listening on my phones and it's crisp. I can hear Mark. Perfect. Thank you. Mark is far away. Very clean. Deal. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, one of the things that bugged me about streaming in the past was that I was using my laptop and it always sounded like I was underwater. I apologize. It took me long enough to actually get one, but I found an Amazon gift card that I had gotten for Christmas, tucked away in my panty drawer, way, way, way in the back. I was doing laundry folding, or reorganizing, I guess, and I found it. So I could have this whole entire time went and got my expensive fancy camera for the streamings, but I completely forgot that I had the
microphone.
I could have used real money too, but I didn't. But I've got it now. Cactus candy? What's cactus candy? Pull squalus. I want to know about this. Does cactus taste good? Good. Okay, I'm glad that the sound is good. Operating distance of nipple, yes. I have to figure out how to mount the thing on me too. I guess if I go back over here, you see these post-its that are kind of floating around on the table? Those are the to-do lists of things that I need to get done for this project before I go to SuperCon and kind of present it. I'm giving a talk on the whole system at large, and they need to be working so that I can demo them in some capacity. And everything kind of works, but I don't have power run to anything, and I have no way of mounting the actual pasties. That's a food. I don't have any way of mounting the pasties to my boobies, because I'm not going to just be wearing them on my raw naked boobies. I'm going to actually probably have something on over my chest. So the pasties are going to have to at least temporarily become a bra for a period of time. Let's see. That's this to-do list. This sucker actually tastes kind of bad, but I'm going to keep eating it. And beatbox, that's this thing. That's this. And there's a core system to-do list. That's more or less the backpack. And then the winch belt. It's got its own to-do list too. I'll stick this there. Oh, it's not on camera. Oh man. There you guys go. Oh, that's all upside down. Man, I guess I could flip that around. Or not. Yeah, I'm not gonna fuss with that. Not important, I'm switching the camera back anyway. Yeah, the camera is actually mounted right now to a light that I'm using as a camera arm thing. So, that's super ghetto. And the camera is held to the light with a rubber band. So that's my camera rig at the moment. So, that's what I was just handling. But that's not really important, as I mentioned. I'm gonna be drawing. I need to do this concept art. And I'm going to keep the chat open just so I can see what you guys are saying. I'm optimistic. Joshua, I guess, sign into chat? Wait, really? I have to sign into my own chat? The hell? Here. Let me switch the camera back real quick. Alright, I'll send you a link. I actually have the Gerbers and stuff available already. They're on my Hackaday.io. I'll put the link up in the chat so you guys can check it out. The core system's already up. You can download pretty much everything, like all the STLs. Like there's build instructions, there's like instructions on how to get it going if you choose to build one from scratch completely. If it will load. My computer's like, the CPU is cranking right now because I have 50 things plugged into all of its ports. Let's see. There we go. Bam. Got it. Okay. That's everything's on there. Oh man. Let me scroll up. It's like Turkey Delight. Jello had a baby that tasted like sugary roses. Should I look this up? That's the cactus candy. I mean, I really like Jello. Like, it's one of my favorite things in the entire world, just because of its mouthfeel, I guess. So I'll look into it. Because I'm always interested in finding new Jellos to put in my mouth, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Oh, my to-do list is upside down. I apologize. Let me see if I can... If I switch back to that camera, I'll fix it, but I don't think I'm going to. Oh, and the other thing is... Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat real quick. Hi, Aussie Welsh. I see that you've been watching a lot of my videos lately. I've been getting notification of your comments, so I have an idea of all the ones that you've seen. Welcome to the stream. Anthony asked, why the ass lift? It's one of the peripherals part of the project I'm working on. It's only half of that peripheral, though. The point of it is to create thigh gap so that I can shine a light through the artificial gap created, kind of, I don't know, that triangle, I guess, that appears in between your thighs and like the very bottom of your pelvic shelf. I'll call it that. It's a fun word, Mark.
I like pelvic shelf.
Pelvic shelf.
It's like a pelvic elf on a shelf.
Yes, it's my elf on the shelf. But I haven't created the little stinger thing that's going to shine the light in between my legs yet, so I just have the thing that makes the gap. And that was the harder part. So now that that's done, I have to go and hook the light up. And the light is going to... Well, the whole thing is going to function based on whether or not my body temperature is fluctuating. So once I start getting hot in between my legs and the temperature sensor senses a significant shift happening over time, that's when the winch is going to start ratcheting the butt open. And only after it crosses a certain threshold will the light turn on. So that's the reason why I'm making an ass displacing device, I guess. And yes, Mark is totally here too. Mark is my...
I'm here soldering.
Mark's my partner in crime.
Premise.
Aw. I'm glad you're I hope you're enjoying the videos. I'm glad you're watching them still, so thank you. I'm happy to know that they're being seen. There's a lot of them. Like, we've been doing a lot of different stuff over the years, and Mark's been there pretty much the entire way.
Yeah.
Or at least for a significant portion of it. But anyhow, I need to draw, so I'm gonna do that. The other thing that I'll post in the links is the actual, I guess, website for this project that's not on Hackaday. This is my website. I made it. This covers all the stuff that's relevant. Wow, my computer's lagging. I'm sorry. There we go. Blood pressure. Not yet. But soon. It's on my list of things that I will sense in the future, but I'm kind of addressing them one at a time, and I haven't gotten to blood pressure yet, specifically, because I'm thinking I'm gonna... I don't know what device to get. Like, a significant portion of doing all this is deciding exactly what sensor to use, because a lot of them are kind of crappy, especially the ones that are more affordable, which is what I'm starting with, because I don't have that much money. But I'm trying to find ones that I can hack easily and use on my body. Oh, Max, thank you. Definitely make something of your own. Like, that's kind of the whole point of this project, is to, like, create a platform that people can potentially use for their own projects in some way, or just by making my own weird butt spreading augments. I just want to kind of, I guess, inspire making, not necessarily, I don't know. You know what I mean. And Poi asked how Noodle's doing. Noodle's doing well. He's, let me see. He's right there. There's Noodle. Is my camera dirty? No, it's just shitty. He's right there. He's nesting. Okay. Drawing. That's what I was supposed to be doing. Oh man, that was 20 minutes ago? Shit. Anyhow. Nope. There we go. All right. I used to make the Shiban thing that have been picked up from working, or is this hobby-based learning? I wouldn't really call it hobby-based. I'm an artist, so I just sort of, if I want to make something and I don't know how to do it, I just learn whatever I need to do it. So I've picked up skills based on whatever it is I want to create demands. But yeah, the Squid Kids. Does Noodle walk? Yes, but not very well. Shouldn't humanize. But no, I picked up skills just based on the projects that I've kind of created for myself over the years. I kind of learn stuff as I go. But anyhow, I'm gonna color in this little booby girl on the screen. And I have my camera on the right thing, right? Yes, okay. Whee! So again, on that site that I sent you, I'm working on redoing it. Not redoing it, but adding to it. And one of the things I'm adding is, here, let me turn all this stuff off real quick. So this gets its own folder, and I'm going to name it Propeller Pasties. If I turn this off, these are the concept drawings I did for the thing that I just told you about that has the butt winch. That's called the hotspot. This is the butt winch thing that belt exists for. I'm making a spanking skirt, which I just started working on, so there's not even enough to make a video about this one yet, because it doesn't actually work yet, but this is the thing that I'll be working on immediately upon returning from SuperCon in a couple of weeks. So that's, I think, mid-November, you'll be seeing videos about something that slaps my ass with big red rubber, I guess, grill gloves? Is that what they are? Yeah. We found those at Target too. I love Target. The beatbox, that's the whispering salmon panties. They're on the bench right now, although upside down. Apologize for that. That's the board in the salmon panties. The pulse pack, that's the big heart thing that's on the table. That's the thing that runs all the peripherals. It provides power and data to them, so it's like a big wearable breakout board. And I think that's it. Yay. Okay. So back to those propeller pasties. So propeller pasties are the only one that don't have a fancy thingy. What skin color do I want to use? Let's do this one. So I'm gonna fix that. Because the sooner that I finish a concept sketch for this specific augment, oh god, then I can update my site. Because I was going to upload all the new content the other day, and then I realized that I was missing a concept sketch, so there was a big hole. And no one likes big holes. Or maybe they do, I don't know. Not on websites, at least. So how are you guys doing? Like, there's a lot of you here this time. Like a good percentage of new viewers tuning in to see me draw for a minute here. There's a bunch of other stuff I need to do today. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but if I do this quickly, it's more likely to happen. This is kind of not really priority, but it is something that needs to get done before I dive into more technical stuff. One of the other things I need to do is I need to design a bracket for the power supply that's going inside of my pulse pack, that big heart-shaped backpack. I have this big power brick that's going to be powering pretty much everything, and I need to make sure that it is mounted inside of the backpack so that while I'm walking around the conference next week, I'm not wearing like a tumor fanny pack thing around my waist. The less I have to wear for this project, the better, because, I mean, it is a project about sensuality and intimacy, and it kind of just works that I not have to wear a metric ton of skin-covering clothing, particularly fanny packs. I mean, I personally think fanny packs are sexy, but I don't know. Not that I'm trying to. Not that I'm at all trying to become attractive or be perceived as attractive wearing any of this, but I don't want to look silly. I guess that's my point. The goal is to not look like... There's this clip, there's like an actual gif from Mary Poppins of the guy who plays Bert, and he has on one of those one-man band contraptions that's like every instrument in a band that you could possibly play in an outfit, and he's playing all of them at once. I want to attempt to not look like that. I mean, it's gonna happen anyway, I know it, but I'm gonna try really hard for it not to become the case, at least in the beginning. Everything goes to shit eventually. What you guys talking about down there? I just see Reddit fame. I'm like, what? I don't really, like, pay attention to Reddit a whole lot. Like, I don't use it as a news source. Like, does that qualify as Reddit fame? I guess that's why everyone's here, is because they found out about what I do on Reddit. So I guess that kind of qualifies. It's a weird thing. I had people that I don't talk to in a year's time, like text messaging me, telling me that they saw my ass on Reddit. Like, really? And that was kind of interesting. That was a very interesting day for sure. I'm just kind of happy that the project got some traction from hopefully people that otherwise wouldn't have found out about it, because it is something I'm very passionate about right now. I just finished documenting the build of the whole primary platform and throwing it up on Hackaday.io because I kind of hope to encourage people to use it. I don't know if that'll actually happen, but at least more people know about it. Wait, uh-oh. I just found your channel like minutes ago. I'm slightly confused by this whole concept, like the purpose of it. By the way, do you draw with a pen or in Photoshop? I'm using Photoshop. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy my blog and stuff, Joshua. To answer your question, DL Drill NB. I'm making a platform that, I mean, all sexuality and like intimacy stuff aside, it helps you harness your own biodata so that you can use it to create things that would express that data. And that's kind of what the project is about. I just happen to be keying in on things that hint at aspects of arousal. So I'm personally trying to track and indicate my own level of arousal. And that's what the project is about for me. But the platform's generic enough that you could potentially use it for whatever you want. So that's what Shiban's about. I'm banging. Birch is one of my idols. And I know, I love that movie too. I haven't seen it since I was a kid though. I think one of these French Toast Fridays needs to be Mary Poppins night. We'll just stream steampunk. I guess steampunk is okay too. I guess. Oh. Mythbusters. I forgot about that. Reddit and Mythbusters. That feels like a million years ago. That was an interesting experience. The show. The TV life, I guess. That whole summer was surreal. I mean, needless to say, I think all of us were kind of... We weren't sure for a large percentage of the summer whether we were going to be on the show or not, so when we all showed up there, we were all, like, very geeked. It was a good thing. I should just zoom in and do this? I have really weird bad habits when I stream illustrating stuff. Like, I won't zoom in, even though it would very much behoove me to do so, as if it's going to affect your experience of me coloring. I don't know. I don't even notice that I'm doing it. So it's funny, I went and I voted today, and I couldn't get my machine to work. And I think I was sticking the card in, like, not deep enough or something, but it wouldn't work in either direction, like any orientation. I tried them all. And then I gave up and I asked for help. And then after I got someone's attention and they came over to assist me, I stuck the card in, or I think they stuck the card in, or they instructed me to stick the card in. I don't know. I don't think they're allowed to touch it. But I stuck it in and it worked, and I looked really dumb, so that was fun. I was like, ah. So much faith they have in the generation that's inheriting the country. Hold down, but people who... I hope so. I'll throw a invite to the Discord as well. Like, I feel like a jerk. I've been kind of neglecting it lately because I've been, like, maximally busy. I mean, I guess I can tell you a little bit about myself as a human, but I'm an artist by profession, not by hobby or trade. Like, it's just, that's kind of what I do. And a good portion of my life consists of applying for things like grants and residencies and stuff. So I spend a lot of time documenting the stuff that I'm making so that I can produce videos and apply for stuff. So the video that was on Reddit was actually meant for a submission. I didn't expect anyone to see it. Like, I literally thought 10 people in the entire whole wide world would end up seeing that video. Oh god. And by the time I woke up, someone I knew on Twitter had posted it, and it had become, like, huge. And like, my subscribers on YouTube doubled, which was nuts. Where do I want my light source to be coming from? The left. Bam. So that was a submission video. I'm working on another one right now for another thing that I want. I'm kind of putting off doing that today because there's only so much, like, a human being should have to hear their own voice, like, talking. And I hit that threshold, like, a week ago, and I'm not done yet. So I've got work to do, but today I wanted to at least take a little bit of a break because it's Friday, and I don't know, it's corn day. I think I explained this, but I don't know how many people were here when I started talking about it. Me and my friends get together on Fridays and we do this thing called French Toast Friday, where we cook exotic renditions of French toast. And it's important, it's like our ritual that we do. But since we've been doing French toast for so long, we do other things as well, and since it's also consequently getting close to Halloween and it's, I guess, harvest season, we decided to do a corn day. That's not where a shadow goes. So we're making, you know that it's called elote, I think? I'm butchering how that's pronounced, but it's a Mexi corn on the cob, like grilled corn on the cob with that really good cotija cheese, and I think it's like a mayonnaise and Mexican crema aioli and paprika. I forget what else is on it, but it's grilled. It's like a spicy corn on the cob. We're making that for dinner, and then we're making candy corn, like Alton Brown's recipe. I don't know if anyone else is as big of a fan of Alton Brown as I am, but I think he's great. He gets me very enthusiastic about cooking. So we're gonna take a stab at making his recipe for candy corn, because I really like candy corn if it's good. So I'm going to attempt to replicate that with Mark and my friends this evening once they get here. I don't know when that will be. My best friend also got a new job, and this is his first day on that job, so we're going to celebrate that as well. Yeah. Beep. I'm gonna peek at the chat in a second. I want to get this shading done real quick. Oh, I totally need to finish my face. Her face. Whoever this is. This isn't necessarily me. Looks like me. Doesn't have to be me. Those are really, really lame eyebrows. I must fix them. Yay. But yeah, I'll as soon as I get over the year, get through the year, I'm gonna go back to working on Noodle, I think, in like 2019. That's next year, right? Yeah. 2019?
Yeah.
I'm going to get back to work on my robot child. For the people who are here or heard about Shiban on Reddit and aren't familiar with Noodle Feet, that's the robot I've been working on for 4 years now. He's like my kid. He's based on my drawn content, but he also does a bunch of stuff. Like he can recognize faces and react to the faces he is familiar with. He can walk terribly. I want to get him walking better. He can also do a bunch of terrifying things with his feet. But that's a story for another time. Oh wow, now I don't have eyebrows anymore and I just look like a demon. Mark.
What?
There. Sassy eyebrows. That's way too thick. Oh my god, I keep making the same one. One of the things I'm going to invest in next year, is because I'm using an Intuos tablet right now. I'm hoping to actually get a legit, I guess Apple's announcing their new tablet, and it's maybe they're announcing their new tablet thingy, their iPad, phone pad thing. They're supposed to be coming out with Photoshop on for iOS next year, which is something that I want to get in lieu of investing in a like $2,000 Cintiq by Wacom, because I cannot afford that. I'm gonna probably get one of those with the pen, that fancy pen that they came out with. What is that thing called? Is it just called pen?
Yes, iPen or pen.
Is it iPen?
Apple pen?
Pineapple pen? Oh, I missed that. Pineapple pen. Do I plan on wearing my invention to cons? Yes. I wore it to part of it to Tokyo this year for a summit. And I am wearing everything that I've made so far to SuperCon next week. In whatever working like fashion that I'm at by that point in time. Once it's done, like all 9 of those things, like if I go to the internets, here, this is my website. There's gonna be 9 in total. Whee! Once I finish all 9 of them, and the little girl's body is full of things, then yeah, I'm gonna wear them. Definitely, that's the point. And I'm gonna walk around. I'm from Las Vegas, by the way. I'm gonna walk around the strip wearing the weird stuff and talk to people and kind of do like a documentary on like how people are responding to that. I don't know why. It just seems like something that needs to be done after I'm finished building all of this. And since I happen to live in a very sexually charged city, I'm going to, I guess, capitalize on that a little bit and go down to the strip and do a little performance art, I guess. Yay. Where's my butt? Oh man. So yeah, older videos, I kind of miss the old layout. New layout's better. So this is the part that I'm redoing right now. Probably by the end of the day, this section will be a little bit different than it is right now. But there's a video for each of the things that I've built so far. Oh, is there only 4? 3? Yeah. That's okay. Not a problem. But anyhow, back to the thing. Yeah. Craig, do I know any other... I'm not super familiar with the message or the concept behind Naomi Woo's work, but it is... She does use her body as the focal point for the things that she creates. Like, I'm a big fan of her work. I'm not familiar with her philosophy, but it is about body augmentation. Some of it is, at least. That might be pretty obvious. I don't know if you're familiar with her, but that's again, Naomi Woo. Like, she does awesome stuff. Who focuses on sexuality in their inventions? I don't know of anyone else, actually. All my friends are makers, but none of them are really focusing on sexuality specifically as a subject. And sexuality, again, isn't really primarily my focus either. It's just specifically, this is the thing that I've been building this year, and that's its message. I have other stuff that I do too that doesn't necessarily have to do with intimacy or anything. Am I single?
No.
No. No. Noodle Feet reminds me of interesting sex toys. Noodle says thank you.
Whoa.
He says that's a big compliment for him.
I thought you hated it.
Well, he's a sex toy for Mars. For the whole planet of Mars. Noodle wants to grow
Go
up
to Mars and get it off.
No, he's gonna get Mars off.
Get Mars off.
Yes. Noodle, he's an aspiring space probe. He wants to grow up to be a professional probe, so he wants to go and taste Mars and do all fun things there. He does do terrifying things with his feet, though. So he has 4 feet that look like noodles. They're like long cylinders. They're like 9 by 3 inches in diameter, cylindrical diameter, whatever. He has one that can... He has one that has a salivary gland and a tongue, so he can actually actively drool on things and lick things out the bottom of his foot. So I guess he's kind of limited to licking the ground. He has a foot that can swallow things, like up inside of the foot, and then it can photograph what he swallows and tweet what he photographs to his Twitter account. So he can basically, like, I don't know. I guess he can put his foot over tiny objects like beans and macaroni and anything small that you'd find on the ground and just sort of like, ingest that for a period of time. And then he can vomit that back out someplace else. So he also actively displaces things with that foot. But yeah, if he photographs the thing, then he'll put out a little notification on his Twitter account that says like, hey, look what I just swallowed. And you can be like, that's nice, Noodle. Nice bean, or dust, or nothing, because it didn't work. There's a foot that... I'm looking at them right now. There's a foot that tastes. It's his tasting foot. It uses litmus paper. I should be drawing. Focus. It uses litmus paper, like on a reel, and it presses a small segment of the paper flush with the surface of the ground. And it samples something that's moist. So I guess the ground would also kind of have to be wet too. But after it does a test and it presses the paper to the ground using a solenoid, the paper gets sucked back up into his foot. And there's a color sensor that looks at what color the paper changed and it logs the result as whatever flavor he thinks that is. And then there's a foot that plants beans and things. So there's like a bean hopper, and he can like walk up to stuff and then like press fit beans into the ground with his bean foot. But he doesn't like plant beans and like helpful things like dirt. He will just plant beans kind of anywhere. It's kind of like a bean dribbling system, I guess. So it's like kind of like a salivary foot, except he just sort of leaks beans like one at a time with like a little... I don't know. I should do a stream about these. They're also kind of over there. They're next to Noodle. Above on the top shelf of his thingy. What are you guys seeing? Yeah. They're right here. These things up at the top. God damn it, right there. Those are his feet. They don't look like anything from here, but they're mechanisms. They're like actual mechanical assemblies. So, nope. Yes, okay. I have not been to Portland yet. Sean. One of these days. Oh, that's a bummer. Only other person on my radar in this space is Q-Dot. Yeah. I just met Q-Dot. He doesn't... He... Because I asked him... I met him recently in San Francisco if he makes his own, tech, I guess, since he's such an expert in the field, and he expressed specifically that he's interested in sort of understanding the code and allowing people to hack it and use the source for their own purposes, but not necessarily like producing his own stuff. But he's, I guess, technically in the same, like, he like runs sex tech. It's like his domain. And his stuff, his projects or the things that he's done teardowns of are very awesome. Like, I would highly recommend checking out his videos. I don't know. I don't know who else makes stuff. Because again, none of this is to actually, like, jack me off. It's meant to just indicate that I'm aroused. So it's not a masturbation suit. And I don't think I state that clearly enough in a lot of my videos. It's not meant to get me off. It's meant to just tell people what I'm feeling. So, I don't know. Street corn. Noodle still sounds like a sex toy after my explanation.
Aww.
Aw, Noodle. He's a baby probe, but not that kind of probe. What? Why did somebody just send me like 50 middle fingers?
Weird.
Yeah, Q-Dot's awesome.
Actually, I realized I wasn't following him on Twitter, and now I am.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome. Like,
Because you mentioned him, but I'm like, oh, well.
He's like my,
Yes.
he's like my sex tech mentor right now.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, because otherwise I'd just be kind of like, wrong.
Maybe in 2019 I'll make a masturbation suit.
See, that's like, I'm leaving that up to you. That's your calling, Mark.
Because I have ideas.
You should. You should. Mark and I used to collaborate on kind of kinky, sex-related things. Sexy things.
E-sex.
Back when we first met 100 years ago, we made this like licking contraption that licked lollipops.
It wasn't even masturbation.
It wasn't masturbation, but it was kinky.
It was the kinky idea, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't for masturbation.
Like, I'm a very practical person, so if I make a suit, it isn't for art, it's to get me off.
You should
In
make
a very
that.
clever way, you know?
Why don't you do it?
I'm busy making Arduino clones.
Yeah?
Only so many hours in the day.
Helping your psycho girlfriend make...
Yeah, I write code for my psycho girlfriend.
No. Silver panties. Wait, what? I gave you the idea to make something that measured arousal. I think the intersection of tech, sex, and art is super interesting and something that can be explored further. Want that look into? I don't know. I think again, I don't know where I've answered this before, but the reason why I started building this project specifically is that I personally, I feel very frustrated by how humans don't really communicate about sex and intimacy in a very like honest general sense with one another, and that it is this big taboo that we are all very afraid to just talk openly about. I'm from Las Vegas, I mentioned that, and I think that it's especially bad here growing up. If you don't have anyone in your life to set a positive tone about the way of things, or at least give you their thoughts and opinions, then that blank is filled by the media and the culture where you live and the internet. And while I don't know how negative of a thing that is for other people, for me personally as a female growing up, it caused a lot of damage. So my way of combating that specific issue is to create artwork that does create a dialogue. And I think that by using tech, or like having having this project be a technical project, and it involves a lot of engineering. The engineering kind of acts as a buffer, or it helps temper people into the discussion about kinks and intimacy and sexuality. So all my conversations with people that I meet usually start out about engineering, like addressing the engineering problem behind something that I'm making, but then we usually just end up talking about who we are as sexual beings. And I think that sort of dialogue with other fellow humans is important in life, and I didn't really ever get enough of it, or enough of it to feel, give me sort of a, what's the word I'm looking for? There wasn't enough of it to give me a full tapestry in regard to the subject when I was growing up. So I'm kind of making up for that now, which it's kind of late in life, and I hope that people in the future don't have to go through what I went through. And it's a very unsexy thing, I realize, but that's ultimately the reason why I'm making all of this at all. And it is, I mean, the things that, like the butt winch belt and the propeller pasties and everything, like all those things are descriptive of who I am as a sexual being, like what my nature is. So they are kind of personal narratives, but they're supposed to get that out in the open in a playful way. I hope they do. I'm sure they do. And I'm putting like gaff tape on my butt and propellers on my nips. That's funny, right? Right, Mark? Ha 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 ha. Hey, I need another sucker. Behind the suit is designed to measure and physically manifest display arousal or to create a feedback loop. I can create a feedback loop. I think I discussed this a few times when I've talked about this project, that one of my like side goals in creating all of these augments is to create a feedback loop. If the method of indication as a byproduct stimulates the wearer, then that's allowed, but it's not first and foremost meant to specifically stimulate them. I have to kind of build that in a way that's clever. So yeah, a feedback loop, to answer your question or statement, is definitely the intent. What do you think about GIMP compared to Photoshop? I've never used GIMP. Only
last time I used it was garbage.
Matt doesn't like it, or Mark doesn't like it. Sorry, Matt's my best friend. Sorry, Mark.
It's okay.
Mark doesn't like it. I like it. Or I don't know. I've never used it.
No.
I don't know. I've only ever used Photoshop, and I'm a fan. I've never had reason to go elsewhere. It's the tool I always pay for, no matter what. I'm not really entirely sure what the point of the Spanx skirt is going to be, and this is part of the reason why I've kind of held off working on it. I literally just thought it would be awesome to build a skirt that spanks me, but I have no idea what or why that would be used as my method of indication for. I'm thinking muscle contraction, because that would definitely create a feedback loop. Like if you get slapped, then your muscles will contract, and then that will cause more slapping, so it kind of creates this cycle. It's not subtle though. And I think I stated way in the beginning, like when on my first video about this project, that all of these augments were supposed to be somewhat like innocuous, and I've completely departed from that since then, and I feel kind of like a jerk for doing so. But it is what it is. Things evolve. Why the butt winch? It's an amazing project, but is the leg gap for physical appearance, or is it for the butt? No, I think the leg gap thing is for, I think, as I explained earlier, it's specifically to help shine a light through as an indicator. Like once my body temperature raises to a certain amount, like degree, I guess, on a particular part of my body, the method of indication is that a light will shine from like behind my butt, forward, through, in between my legs, where that kind of like triangle is between your, I'm gonna call it the pelvic floor again, because that felt funny, satisfying. your pelvic floor and like your thighs. So there's that triangle of space there. I want to light that up so that it's just a glowing triangle, and the triangle is going to indicate the temperature, the body temperature shift. Top tech. I'm worried that the project might be seen at least partially as exhibitionism. It totally is exhibitionism, so yes, I don't mind if it's seen that way, because it is. There's no other way to look at it. Photoshop alternative. Last decade, that taboos are starting to slip. I'm happy about that so much. Is it... That's higher. Angry Ghost. It's not really going to be available. It's something I'm making for myself, so it's not really a product. I'm building it for me. I'm documenting how I built it, so if anyone is, for whatever reason, interested in building their own butt winch, you can take a stab at it. I have no idea how well it will work, though, and you'd also have to spec specifically how many inches of torque it would take to lift and displace your meat, because that will obviously vary from person to person. I think it even varies for me based on how much weight I weighed when I did the measurement experiment and how much I weigh now, because I think since it's October and I'm eating all this like sugary stuff, I've gained a few pounds. So it probably takes a little bit more torque to actually displace my cheeks. And this took legit science to figure out, because if I spec the wrong strength of motors, I would either potentially hurt myself or burn out the motors trying to lift my butt. So I'll probably, once the project or this augment is specifically done, which it's not yet, I will do a write-up on how I built it, and by all means, like if you want to take a stab at it, then totally do it. Just, yeah, pounces, right, Mark?
Yep. Pounces.
And it takes 150 inches of torque to displace one of my butt cheeks. Science. I'm using electrostim. I've thought of it. I might do that. I don't know anyone who knows anything about it, so it would be a matter of finding the right person with experience to like venture into that realm. But it's come up. It's just not come up enough that it's gonna actually happen yet. There's some really strong Metal Gear motors you can get that can lift a bunch of weight. Yes. Yes, I'm using tape because before the motors will burn out, the tape will give, and it doesn't really hurt to be ripped off of my bum, even at a high speed. And the motors aren't very fast, so before the motors will harm themselves, the tape will just peel slowly off of my skin, and then it'll stop working. So it's kind of planned, like, not as optimal as it could be, and that's intentional for that specific reason. So the tape is actually kind of, it's good. Forced twerking, I liked the idea of that. I will be doing write-ups on my blog. Another link. Dennis. That's my website. So my website has a bunch, like everything that I do on it, all my other projects too, but there's a blog link on there to a page called Robotic Arts. Any actual technical write-ups that I do on things usually end up there, sometimes even before I end up publishing them on Hackaday.io, but Hackaday.io does tend to have a lot of my content too, because I can just easily copy and paste it over there. Okay, little girl, you need to get done now. Talking to my drawing. So the other thing I need to get done after this is a CAD thing, which isn't super exciting, but if any of you have ever thought of designing stuff in CAD, the likes of, I don't know, butt winches or anything like mechanical or robotic. A really great piece of software to use is something, it's called Fusion 360. If you are not a business and you make less than, say, I think it's $50,000 or $10,000 a year using the software, then you don't have to buy a license for it. You can just use it for free as a hobbyist, and I don't make any money off of this really, because it's not a product. It be art, so it works out for me. And the software is about as powerful as, say, using I hear it's not as powerful as SolidWorks, but it's parametric, so it's comparable to SolidWorks. At least that's what my butt technicians say. And I'm going to be using that here shortly after I'm done coloring in naked girl with hair and feet. I think that's what I will call her. Oh man, there's so much talking going on. I need to put another lollipop in my mouth so I talk less and draw more. What flavor should I have? I just ate one of these. It was not that great, which is unfortunate because I really like root beer. All right. First person to answer, mystery, strawberry, or pineapple. And I'll put that in my face right now. Out of these three. I found this channel through Fusion 360 tutorials. No way, you found my channel through Fusion 360 tutorials? Are you kidding me? You just made my day, Joshua. Soy face? Come on, I'm big afraid that's some info out there. I'll leave my bag, I'm afraid. I'm sure there's some... Oh, pineapple. Strawberry. Nope, strawberry is first. Alright, I'll do strawberry and then pineapple. And then mystery. Alright. Alright. Kamal. Noor. I pick you. I'll pick your strawberry. Oh, hey. Hey, cheese. Long time no see. Ooh, imagine an Cheese It Up says, imagine an augment that puts increasingly more lollipops in your mouth. I like that. I have to have this.
Wow.
I want something that just sort of like plums the lollipop and or popsicle in and out of my mouth. That's dirty. What? Wait, what? Has anyone told you that you're a deplorable? I can tell automatically you are a misogynist. I will always fight against loons like you. Wait, what? I don't know why they're saying that. Yeah, I'll be wearing these things at SuperCon throughout the days.
They spelled adorable wrong.
I spelled adorable. Oh, there's a troll in here. Fun.
Oh, it's like the Harry Potter episode.
I have not read the Cyborg Manifesto.
Cyborg Manifesto.
Okay, this person's gonna be... Will my ass lift snap? Sorry, I'm just catching up on chat.
Whoa, what?
I've gained weight. Yes. Not a lot. I mean, I gain and lose about 10 pounds every month. Just because that's a thing with women, I guess.
What?
It's true. Plus, I've been eating a lot of, like, Halloween shit, like these. So I'm guessing I weigh, like, probably on the higher side of my normal body weight fluctuation range, I guess. Which is good, because, I look fleshier when I wear all this stuff, which I kind of prefer when I have, like, no fat content, which is the opposite side of the spectrum. I just kind of look like a kind of quasi-emaciated skeleton girl, like, skinny nerd girl wearing this stuff. It doesn't have the same effect. So aesthetically, like, I actually kind of prefer I guess the flesh. It's a flesh thing. I guess if Mark's not here, I can move the microphone closer. There we go. See, I moved the microphone halfway between both of us because I thought he was going to be sitting at the desk with me. Alright, I'm almost done with this girl. I'm just trying to get this finished. I'll be honest, I kind of just want my friend to get here so we can start doing the cooking. I've never had that Mexican corn before. I forget what it's called. Elote? 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 I don't know. Which is nuts because, like, my favorite food in the entire world is Mexican food. That's, like, the primary reason why I don't think I could ever move to, Europe or anything like that. It's because they don't really have a lot of Mexican food. At least, not in the places that I've spent considerable time. Mexican food's a very large portion of the, Southwesterner diet, I think. Ta-da. Doing the lighting. Meh. Meh. Yeah, that looks good. Good enough. I'm just here noshing a sucker. I've seriously got an issue with, like, oral fixation this year. For sure. It's naughty. Mark.
What?
Marcus. I need to give this a really cool, like, label that says propeller pasties. It'll be so nice to actually have a tablet that I can look at while I'm drawing. Because, like, I don't know if anyone else in the chat uses tablets, but, you never really get used to not looking at the thing you're drawing on. At least I haven't. I've been using a tablet for like 10 years now, professionally, and I've never, ever gotten used to this thing that I'm doing right now, like looking at the screen while drawing into my lap. It's just something that it never feels natural. It's never felt natural to me. I've never felt like I got a handle on it in any way. So I feel like I'm as bad at it as I was the day I bought the thing. Sure. Ah. There we go. We'll do white. And the title might as well be white. Maybe. Maybe it could be pink. Magenta. Pink. It will be pink. Actually, no, I think it's red in the video that I put out. Red. It's not really red. It's okay. No. Sorry for repeating the question, but did we already talk about selling ourselves, our bodies, our ideas, so that we actually can do what we originally wanted? No, I haven't talked about that yet. It's definitely something I have a lot of thought about. Money. It's like evil. It's the necessary evil of life. Oh, hi, Lord Grease, Earl of Maggot. It's good to see you. I'm sorry, Bunny. It's good to see you. The MS Surface is a good product. I'll look into it. Thank you. But yeah, to answer your question, it is a necessary evil. The thing that I tend to not adulterate or sacrifice, I guess is a better word. I don't sacrifice myself, like who I am, my sense of self, I guess. I feel like it took me so long to just sort of decide that this is who I am and everything else can fuck off, that I kind of just, I'm gonna stick with that. That's where my heart's at. I feel like if I'm gonna make it in this world, then I'm going to make it for being like the ugly, broken, weird thing that I am, doing it my way. If I distort myself too much, then if I do gain any success eventually for what I do, it's not true success because I didn't stay true to who I was. It's some other thing's success. Whatever I had to distort myself into to achieve that, it's that thing's success, not necessarily mine. So I'm very careful about transgressions that I make and my message or my character. So I tend to kind of, I guess, hold that point of view. I mean, it's like, I've been punished for it my entire life. It's just, at this point, I've kind of put all my chips on the table already in this one place, and it seems a little silly to move them elsewhere now. Plus, I don't want to. Oh, is it propeller? Is propeller with an E?
Yeah.
E-R?
Yes.
Fuck. Sorry. I don't know how to spell. I don't know how to operate voting machines either, apparently.
No, you don't.
There. Thank you. Thank you, Joshua, for paying attention. I would have just left it there forever. Nipellers.
Nipeller.
You allude to some kink stuff. I'm guessing that means you're kinky yourself. Would you ever consider wearing the shibon as to express your arousal to an event that actually indicates sexual interest? I don't know. I'm curious if it will actually work. That's another thing. Like, I'm so far into this now, like working on this project in general, that I can't even imagine it functioning in the context in which it was originally intended. Like, could it potentially indicate to somebody that I'm actually aroused? When I'm actually aroused? In the right context? Like, that's... I'm hoping that I have the opportunity to test that eventually. The other thing to this project that I haven't even kind of broached yet is the collecting of data. Like, in the beginning, when I first pitched doing this to the world, I was like, hey, I'm gonna have to actually wear a bunch of sensors and, like, masturbate and see what my body's doing as I go through this kind of peak of becoming aroused and then coming out of arousal or whatever. But I'd have to create like a test set of data that I could look at and cross-reference and have a sense of what was actually taking place so that I could use that data or have that data translate into the augments and what they're doing and when they're doing it. I haven't even started doing that yet. I haven't even really located sensors that I feel comfortable using or can rely on using to give me accurate and consistent kind of results. So, can I spell pasty right? Propeller pasty. So, I would like to. Maybe I'll go and do something that is highly arousing to me when I have everything on and see if all the stuff actually triggers. Right now, each augment has one sensor in it, and I am kind of arbitrarily picking a value that I think would simulate or represent me reaching a heightened state. But that doesn't necessarily mean arousal. That could just mean, like, I ran a lap around the lab. Not that you could do that in here, but like if I tap danced in the living room for like a half an hour, or if someone scared me, or I got in an argument with Mark, like while having my coffee or something, those would all create false positives because they would trigger the same state for my body, of my body. And I think the key of kind of countering that, the fact that that is going to happen, is to actually look at what different types of sensors are collecting, have them all running at the same time, and watch how they react in relation to one another in the circumstance that I'm actually supposed to be tracking, which is arousal. And then maybe do the same thing for other activities that also trigger physical states similar to arousal, and then look at the difference and come up with programming that negates or ignores the other circumstances. And I think that's a possibility in the future. But right now, to be perfectly honest, I'm just having too much gosh darn fun building all of these devices. So I've had a difficult time yanking my attention away from the CAD. But soon. I'm thinking this winter, once all of the insane busyness dies down a little bit, I'll be able to dive back into the minutia of this project. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Ooh. Emotive. I wanted to use one of those in the past, but for a different project that didn't have to do with arousal. It was just like raw control of this like army of robots that Mark and I built a few years ago. We have 100 Delta robots in our master bedroom. I'm just gonna throw that out there. If you don't know that about us yet, or you're new here, then that's something that everyone should know. We have 100 robots in the house. It's like a giant, I don't know what you'd call that.
Noodle says 101.
Okay, 101, I'm sorry. Sorry, Noodle. There are a lot of fucking robots in our bedroom that we made. But I wanted to control them with an EEG way back in the day. But I kind of came to the conclusion that that was not... The technology wasn't viable enough to do it, so I gave up. I might give it another stab now, because, you know, technology improves over years, and it's been at least a half a decade. Holy shit, it's been a half a decade. Wow. Yep. It's been 5 years. Mark.
5 years, honey. 5 long years.
I missed a little piece on the tip of the S. What? Yeah, you're right, I did. Good eyes. Thank you. Well, I'll probably revisit it. We have the robots. Like, we did a Kickstarter for it back in the day. And I originally stated that that was the intent, but we ended up sticking with the Kinect and the Leap motion sensor, so you can control them with your body, which is cool too. But we didn't end up tapping into the EEG stuff yet. But I'm thinking if we do a second revision of all the Deltas, they're Delta robots. If we do a second version of the robots, we might look into it again. We'll need to remake a new. The design of the robot, which is my fault. It's my design. Like, I design these things. They fall apart. Like, the joints snap together, which is good because you don't need a lot of linkages, but given, like, X amount of hours of use, the joints do start wearing out eventually. So, one of the issues we ran into after years of exhibiting this thing is that the robots would start, like, dying, and we had to replace a lot of pieces in a very abrupt swath of time, and then the motors started going out. So they're probably just showing their age, but they're kind of on the out. They're on their last legs. So we'd have to come up with like a army of robots, take 2, and do it again. If Mark has the love in his heart to do that again.
No.
He says no.
Maybe,
Why?
Maybe.
Why?
Maybe.
Pumpkin says that he wants you to make more robots.
You've melted my heart, Pumpkin. Of course I'll do it.
Yay. Noodle says he wants more brothers and sisters. Yeah?
Oh, Noodle. Anything for you.
Aw. Noodle. Have I seen Leap's Northern Star Project? No, I haven't. I need to write this stuff down or else I'm gonna forget it. Biosenses, yeah. That's the other thing. Like, we were gonna probably invest in like the emotive whatever it was called back then in the day. It was a different thing then.
Didn't they have a problem shipping?
I don't know.
But then Sutomu talked us out of it because he said it basically didn't work.
It sucked, yeah. It's true. No, I don't know. We were gonna pick one up, but they were kind of spendy. Whatever that thing was back in the day, it was just enough money for the SDK in the unit that we just kind of, even as an experiment, we talked ourselves out of it. But we'll probably, I don't know. Noodle talked Mark into doing another take on it.
Wait, what?
You
Focus
said,
now?
yeah.
Of course, Noodle.
Any-
Hear and obey.
Anything for Noodle. You have to keep the offspring happy.
That's what I'm told.
I can't draw lines. Okay, so the part that I need to design in CAD coming up next is really boring, and I apologize for that. But before I dive into it, I can show you what it's for. And that's kind of a cool thing. That doesn't look like a P. What? Are you okay? Mark, talk. Can you guys still hear Mark? Say something. Say you love
I have low blood sugar.
Oh, do you want
And
another?
I'm trying to solve a problem. Yeah, give me a sucker.
What kind do you want?
Any flavor? Why is Ben texting me?
Because he's your lover.
Whoa.
What? Here. Have one of these mystery ones.
He sent me an ad for pink gloves that look like the tip of a penis.
What?
For kickboxing.
Why?
We're looking for amazing people from all walks of life, all shapes and sizes, to try our calorie-melting I Love Kickboxing classes. We're offering 50% off on a killer web special that includes pink gloves. It's the most empowering, fun workout combining high-intensity interval training in kickboxing moves to get you in shape fast. So, oh my god.
I mean, I guess
How do I...
punching somebody with the tip of
Okay.
your hand dick would...
Alright, where's your camera at? They're $9.99.
What?
Where's your camera?
Right here?
Oh, this camera?
Here.
Is that lined up?
I don't know.
Where's your... Oh, you can't see the camera?
No.
I don't know if people can see that or if it's in focus. This is an ad for pink gloves. It is not what you think it is. But I don't know what I'm looking at either. My friend texted me this.
Can
I don't know.
see it?
Yeah, so...
Oh my.
Those are kickboxing gloves. They're not what you think it is. It's
You've
not
heard-
just the tip.
You've heard it from Mark.
Wow. I love kickboxing.com. And this is not a plug for them. It's just, you know, if you want to see pink kickboxing gloves.
It's a plug from them.
What the hell?
It's a fist plug.
Oh, it's just the angle of how, because you can see where the wrist cuff
Yeah,
is.
it's the whole...
But that picture,
It's like the...
that photographer did not like his client. I'm going to put it that way.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, it's here in Vegas. Let's go.
Oh.
Maybe that's on purpose. I don't know.
I'm sure it is. Because it's not just pink. It's like a weird...
It looks flesh colored.
It's like a dick skin colored
yeah.
pink.
Holy crap.
They don't look hand-shaped. No, they look tip-shaped. Definitely. Okay. I'm onto the pineapple sucker now. Lobster dome? Lobster dome.
2 lobsters enter, 1 lobster leaves.
No, I was... Yeah, the SDK was expensive back then. I don't know if it was like $500. Yeah, it was $500. Yeah, it was expensive. Like the whole the unit plus the SDK was going to cost us upwards of like $800, I think. So we were just like, meh. Oh, incognito. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. 2 lobsters enter, only 1 lobster leaves. Yes. Alright, this little girl needs to get her propeller pastied so that I can get back to work. I mean, this is work, but I need to do CAD work before Matt shows up. I don't know if anybody in the chat right now remembers Matt, but he's been part of a couple of streams. Tony definitely has. Shape Daddy. He's the butt technician that is responsible for making sure that my butt anchors get aligned properly before any tugging takes place. Right, Mark?
Yes.
It was fun when Will was over, though, 2 weeks ago, because it was sincerely like having too many cooks in the kitchen.
Right.
But everyone was busy discussing, like, the minutia of getting the anchors to work properly, because, I don't think I showed them, but they looked completely different than the video that's on my site now. Here, I'll show you. Oh god. Here. Those chicken foot looking things that I taped to my ass yesterday used to look like this, and there's like holes through the tendon that I weaved the cable in and out of. And the problem with that is that when it pulled on this, since it was connected on the farthest end instead of just at the end closest to the thing doing the pulling, it would accordion this thing in a weird way. So this wasn't a good design. It seemed like it would work, but it didn't. But they were trying to get like a ribbon, like one big, like if you just pulled a piece of Gorilla Tape off of the reel and like strapped it to my butt, kind of like this. That is what we were doing that whole night. And then towards the end, we were like, hey, the anchor should maybe be like chicken foot shaped. Ooh, what flavor did you get?
Root beer.
Ooh, is it good?
It's root beer-ish.
I didn't like it. I had that one like 2
It
summers
initially
ago.
tastes like root beer, and now it tastes like some fake food flavoring.
I had the same experience. I didn't like it very much. No firmware on my GitHub. No, not yet. It'll get posted. Did you ever throw the firmware on GitHub? Remember it was down that day?
The firmware for
The pulse pack.
Oh god.
Remember you were gonna put a bunch of that stuff up and GitHub was down?
Let me look.
The day we went to upload a bunch of stuff, like do a big GitHub dump, was like the one day that it was down.
Yeah, you log in, they're like, we failed over to our other server and it still doesn't work. And you're like, what did I do? Sorry, GitHub. The sysadmin saw the Shiban stuff and then just stopped doing all other work and the server crashed.
No.
Let's see here.
There was butt stuff.
Mm.
Whoa. Oh.
Yeah, I don't see this stuff.
If it's not up there, can you post
there
it?
it is. Okay. Yeah, the thing I was trying to do made it there, and then I just need to edit this file.
Yum.
Okay.
Pineappler? It's nothing fancy. The system's not like working in the way that it was intended yet, but there is something.
All right, you were interested in.
What the fuck?
What do you mean by firmware, though?
The
Pulse Pack?
Yeah.
Oh, Pulse Pack, you've uploaded hardware, but I have not uploaded any firmware.
Can you upload the firmware?
Like now?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see where I'm at with that. This is hard.
Yeah. Anyhow. I guess we're both feeling blood sugary. Low blood sugary, that is.
Temperature, chips and salsa.
I know, right? I don't even know. It's only 3:30. We have like hours to go before we cook that corn.
I need to go buy corn.
The corns.
What else do we need?
Cake.
Cake? Donuts.
We don't need donuts.
This is a carbo load.
We don't need donuts.
Oh, I need the candy corn. You have the recipe here somewhere.
Yes.
I need to see what I don't happen to have in the pantry. So.
I think it's like confectioner sugar.
We have a little bit, but I'll maybe get more of that.
Has anyone out there
I need butter for the corn.
made candy corn before? In all of its grace? Corny grace? Corny do? Cornucopus? Noodle. Dear God. There wouldn't be light on that anyway. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Cornucopus?
So I have the SuperCon backpack code. Is that what you're interested in?
Whatever you've got for that thing.
I think that's what that is. Okay then, let's move that over. What was your license?
MIT.
MIT license? Alright, let me slap a license on these.
Meta Jessica asked, she's curious what my thoughts are on public interaction while wearing the project. Do I expect that people will try and arouse me, and what are my boundaries surrounding the topic? I mentioned on Twitter, kind of like cryptically, that by putting sensors on my body and adding a screen to my arm, like as a monitor, I'm basically turning myself into a video game.
Right.
So it's crossed my mind that people will...
What if somebody thinks that because you have a butt winch that they're entitled to touch your butt?
I mean, that happens all the time. Like, guys, like, in general, in clubs, think that just because you have on attractive clothing that they're allowed to grope and touch you.
Right.
That happens all the time. So I don't even think, like, wearing a butt winch isn't necessarily... It might, like, inflame that issue, but...
I mean, what do you do about it in the context of, like, SuperCon? If somebody just thinks that, you know, is it for other people to notice that and escort the person out of the building? Or
it's not an open invitation to, like, grope me.
It never is.
So,
in any of those situations, right?
I think the arousal thing, like, it's meant... I mean... It's an interesting thing, because I think on some level, like, we're all trying to attract a mate, and also simultaneously hide that we are attracted to who would otherwise be our potential mate.
Right.
And that's just, like, part of this delicate dance that humans, like, evolved socially to do on a daily basis. So I'm sort of stripping my ability to conceal that away.
Right.
But also communicate it definitively, where otherwise men usually just assume that they're making women aroused when 99% of the time they're usually not, especially in public. I mean, at least for me, I can only speak for myself. I'm generally not aroused in public, generally. Unless I'm drunk or something, I don't know. Like, I'm not feeling buttery unless I've got a cup of wine in my hands and I'm sitting down somewhere relaxed. I do think guys will try to get me aroused, because guys, especially here in Vegas, I'm just curious to see what the range of reactions or responses I'm going to get from people are, and I kind of welcome anything, short of anyone trying to rape me, of course. But I'll probably roll with whatever anyone does. I've been groped before. Whatever. We'll see what happens. It's performance art. You have to kind of prepare yourself for whatever.
In the GitHub, what do you want to call the firmware for the backpack? Like, you want to call it SuperCon, or you want to call it just some generic, this is what it is right now?
Just call it Pulse V1. Like, call it, like,
okay, Pulse.
Baby Pulse. Pulse, kinda.
Pulse 1? Pulse V1?
Why do you think we tend to hide it? Is that something that is primal, or do you suspect it? I think that's totally social. I think we're socially... like, there's a social expectation that we hide arousal, especially for women. Like, we're kind of taught to be ashamed of feeling aroused from, like, an early age, or at least, like, I was. Not even for, like, religious reasons, just, like, it was something that I was taught to sort of ignore, or not pay attention to, or really, like, I didn't really know about what arousal was like until way late in the game, because I wasn't looking for it. Which sounds kind of weird, but that's the only way I can think of describing it. I think that socially, like, guys even, like, they're constantly trying to hide the fact that they're turned on by, like, a female. They, like, hide boners all the time in, like, this awkward boner hide way. Because it's socially inappropriate to, like, walk around with, like, a giant tent in your pants while you're talking to women. Like, that doesn't fly. Like, no one is okay with that. Which is an interesting thing. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. Like, why do we act that way? Like, why is that suddenly unacceptable? Like, I mean, granted, I don't want guys shoving their dick pics in my face. Like, everyone complains about that, but it's interesting how we're kind of socially phasing out behaviors that all other animals do in, like, the interest of mating. I mean, granted, humans do things other than mating these days, so it's not appropriate in all circumstances, but the fact that it's becoming so taboo and so unwelcomed in our culture, I think is also problematic, if that makes any sense. I think that there's a compromise, and I don't think the hyper-conservative, sensitive, censoring route that we've been kind of walking as a civilization lately is necessarily the healthiest one. I think that it's hidden, well, as an art history student, like, we started censoring ourselves when, like, Christianity caught on, because up until that point, like, Romans were very sexually open people, like, they celebrated kind of being, like, over-the-top exhibitionist hedonists, like, that was their culture, and I think that this kind of got out of hand, and they started feeling guilty about themselves as a civilization, as a people, and that was why Christianity was able to catch on, like, so broadly, so on, like, such a wide swath as quickly as it did, because people felt a sense of guilt over things. I'm thinking. I think it swung, like, if you think of human nature as a pendulum, like, Rome was so far on one side of the spectrum that once the concept of going over here and exploring what this was like was proposed, people were like, yes, this seems right. This makes me feel better about myself. I'm definitely going to go jump on that bandwagon. So they did. And we've been sort of recovering from shades of that ever since, as a people, as humans, in the West, at least, in Western civilization. So, I mean, we have these pockets of time where there's, like, a resurgence of, like, being happy to be humans and celebrating our animalistic qualities, and that kind of bubbles to the surface, and we see that happen for, like, a period of time, but then it always kind of gets covered up again by something else. Like, we had, like, the Renaissance, here specifically in America, we had, like, the hippie movement with the free open love thing. We've had a lot of periods in time like that. And I think that we're slowly starting to balance out back to kind of where the pendulum isn't swinging anymore, it's just kind of staying in the middle. And I think that that's healthier for everyone. Like, as we start to kind of figure out who the hell we are is not quite animals anymore, we're, like, actual humans, we're people. I mean, we're still animals, but we're not, like, we have fucking iPhones, right? So we're something else. We're humans. And I think we're still figuring out what that means. But anyhow, I was gonna do CAD. And this is grape, by the way. This tastes kind of like that wine that we got the other night that wasn't so good.
Oh, God. Apothic?
We got a bottle of Apothic and it tasted like not wine. Oh,
God. That was awful. Marketing. Cool label. I wouldn't call myself unshy. At all. Like, I'm super shy.
and socially awkward. I don't really know what components at work allowing me to do what I'm doing. I feel empowered by it, but I'm still very shy, I think, as a person. It's an interesting thing. I don't know. I think this feels like my crusade that I'm going on. Like I'm trying to kind of spread a mindset or get people having more healthy practices regarding their dialogue with other humans about intimacy. That's the underlying point of the project. So it feels like I'm spreading my message by actively kind of using my body and my own personal experience to create that atmosphere. So in the interest of creating like the shift that I'd like to see take place in the world, which is towards like sex positivity and body positivity, I'm just sort of living my life the way that I wish that I could have like maybe 10 years ago. And I'm hoping that other people kind of gel with that a little bit, and maybe, I don't know, it helps guide that change into taking place a little bit quicker than it has been. I think it's getting better. It's just trending towards slow. Right, Mark?
Yep.
What are you soldering?
I'm assembling the solstice board.
Oh, that's right. Mark's going to be giving away boards at SuperCon.
I was giving away. I only have 8. Maybe it'll turn into an auction.
How did I find my style? Oh, I have no idea, Palix. To answer your question, I don't know. I did definitely transform into a character this year, because I've never worn my hair like this ever until like January of this year. Like I've had short haircut like most of my life, my adult life at least. I don't know, I think it's the haircut of a bunch of things in my life that make influences in my life that are empowering to me, that I look up to, also have a similar bob. And there's a bunch that I could cite, and I don't want to start spouting them off like right now because I'm probably going to forget the really important ones. But there's a lot of role models in my life that have this haircut, so I kind of gravitated towards it for those reasons and figured I'd try it out. The big glasses are just, I like big glasses, and I've had big glasses pretty much.
You can't lie.
What?
You like big glasses, you cannot lie.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
These are the peeps, you can't deny.
But the haircut was a conscious thing. It's kind of new. I think it's important to mention because part of you're doing it for my I think it's important to mention because specifically with this project for the past year, it feels like when I go out and I talk about Shiban and all the peripherals and everything, I'm assuming like not like a persona, but it's like I put on the leotard and I do my hair a certain way and I put on the backpack and it's like I'm an augmented version of myself. I'm like a character. I'm assuming the role of a character whose purpose and role is to discuss certain things. So when I sit down and I shoot the videos specifically for this project, it's like I enter a different headspace entirely. It's like I'm I don't know, a variant of myself. So the haircut is kind of in part due to that entering of the, I don't know, the spirit of the Shiban. Yeah. Thank you, Matt. That's a huge compliment. Thank you. That makes me happy to hear. I mean, I'm not crazy. I'm certain who that is. Now I feel like I need to cite some people. Good Good question. One of them would probably have to be, this sounds nuts, but the persona that Sia represents in a lot of her music videos that has a bob haircut. I'm thinking the character in Kill Bill, Beatrix. I know she has somewhat of a bob haircut and is blonde. There's shades of Pris from Blade Runner in there. There's a lot that I'm not thinking of right now.
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell, maybe. Not really.
No.
I mean, like, hindsight kind of, but not in before then. Before was mainly, like, in my heart, it was Sia's character, that her persona, and then shades of characters that I admire in movies. But I don't know, strong women, I guess. Anyhow, sorry. Like, off thinking. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to that CAD that I keep talking about. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying our conversation, so I'm getting distracted. Oh, Palix, no, German Noodle's name on his Twitter is German right now because his last exhibition was in Austria, and the girl who wrote my I don't know how to explain. One of the really cool people I met there who wrote a nice blurb in both English and German about my project and pretty much hit the nail on the head with describing it, which means that she truly like got the embodiment of what Noodle Feet's about. She referred to Noodle as Schwimmnudelformig, which is like a term that she coined, she came up with to describe something that is made of the swim noodle material, but it was in German. And I was so enamored by the fact that she came up with this word to use to describe my robot that I decided that that was going to be his Twitter name for a while, because I appreciate that. I think that's really cool. Rosie, like she did that. So that was a really, probably one of my happy moments of that trip. But Schwimmnudelformig. I'm not German, I'm Polish. I'm a Pola. Joshua, I could do that. Is my intent to actually do a blog post on my blog about this project in general and what it means to me, because I don't think I've actually formally documented exactly what my feelings are behind it that motivated building it. Like, I've talked about it on streams and stuff briefly, but I don't think I've actually written in Word where all of it comes from, and I'll probably definitely bring up the persona. It's not just me, it's like all the little characters that I've drawn to supplement the project, the concept drawing. That's same little bob-headed character too. Wait, no. Where is it? This thing's really ugly. Let's pull it up. Okay, so this is the shape I made last night. It has a very weird roll. What it's responsible for, how do I explain this? Okay, it might be easier if I show you. So I'm gonna switch the camera to the actual bag itself. This is what I need to achieve today before people show up at the house in another couple hours. Hello. There we go. I'll flip this around so it's not upside down. And again, I apologize for that. That's just the easiest orientation to have that in. Okay. All right. Hello. Okay. That's not too bad. Perfect. Cool, you can see that. You're probably not gonna be able to hear me though, which is a problem. Unless the microphone also stretches that far. We shall see. Oh. That's my cool new mic, by the way. It's like I'm a professional. Alright. Oh man. Alright. You can't see me, but that's not a big deal. This is a bit a ways away, but not the end of the world. So, this is the core system right here. It's been pulled out because I need to mount this battery inside of the backpack so that I can plug into it from the top. All the individual peripherals plug in around the outside. I think I mentioned that a bunch. But the backpack itself needs to, it needs to power everything. This is the power. And I don't want to stick it inside of a fanny pack, as I mentioned, because that's what I did for like the other video that I just put out. It was just sort of inside of a little belt thing that's strapped around my waist. I would like to just have the backpack on and the leotard. So this thing needs to run power to the board, but I would prefer that it's mounted somewhere near it. So I created this little auxiliary piece that I pulled up in CAD. I don't know if you can see the outline of it very well. But what this does, it's an adapter. The mounting points were these 2 points down here at the bottom and these 2 on the side right here. These are the points where anything could potentially screw into this back piece, like the core backpack proper. So I have this adapter screwed in at these anchoring points here, and then these little sticks poking up are actually going to feed into spacers that fit around the edges of the power supply. And then there's going to be another bracket that is similar in appearance to the one below it that these things screw into, and it's going to sandwich this power supply in between the bottom bracket and the one on top. But the top bracket also needs to adapt to the primary circuit board. So this thing mounts on top of the power supply in some way via that bracket that I'm about to design. So it needs to have holes for these little peg things, and then probably similar holes so that I can like kind of tack this in place. Because I'm really ooped, I didn't put mounting holes on this board. I completely forgot. It's a Rev 1. Like, I have not gotten any farther than the first revision on this thing. Woo! So that's what I'm doing right now. Whee! Okay. I made a yellow one too. Just so I have some options, I guess. I have like one to go with each type of wardrobe I might wear. Yay. Yellow is also my favorite color, so there needed to be a yellow heart. Wait. Wow. I totally broke it.
Did you break?
The lighting.
What?
The entire universe. Okay. What was I doing? Trim noodle for me. Yes. Oh wow, So I didn't need to move the mic. Oh, I forgot to move the mic back. Well, this thing is actually pretty good then. It was worth the money investment then. Sorry about that. What the hell fell off the table? Oh well, it's gone forever. That's how that works. Okay. We don't know how long the battery is going to last because we're not quite sure how much it's going to be drawing. And the final video in the Shibon series will probably be, yes, like it being demonstrated in public, at least in a couple of different contexts. I'm thinking I'll probably wear it on the strip, and then I will pick a conference that makes sense to wear it at. I'm not entirely sure what that will be. Maybe Comic-Con? Baby Maker Fair? I don't know. Maybe something next year in the summer coming up. I'm thinking I'm gonna need at least another half of a year to finish everything to the point where it's working optimally, at least. Might be ours. That would be cool. I'd love to wear this thing at ours. Alright, so this is the ugly shape. I switched the camera back over. Yes, okay. So yeah, this is the thing that I just installed that couples to the battery and the backpack. And what I basically need to do now is... What do I need to do now? Ah, okay. I think these holes need to be... should be a nut. There needs to be a captured nut on one side. Oh god. So I can screw into them. And right now... I have countersunk space for the heads of the screws, which I don't want. I want countersunk space for the nuts. So I'm gonna do this really horrible thing where I just extrude this out instead of correcting the feature parametrically the way that it was intended. But it's okay. Just don't tell Tony. Alright, I'm going to... If you want to countersink nuts into things, at least for 3mm hardware, which is what I use for everything universally, like all of my write-ups on Hackaday.io are for 3mm hardware, like every single one of them. If you want to countersink nuts, you do a 2.8mm polygon. Or what is this? How many sizes does this have? 2, 4, 6 hexagon for your nuts. So you type in 2.8. If you have a well-calibrated 3D printer, then those nuts will pop in there. Super easy, like butter, like press fitting a fork into butter. That's not what I wanted. I'm so excited we're eating corn tonight. There. So I'm going to press fit these nuts on the backside so that I can use little spacers on the top to kind of wedge the circuit board in place. But I'm going to want to screw down into them instead of doing some other fancy hokey mumbo jumbo. I could also probably come up with some other way of doing this, like an actual bracket that I could like press the board into. That would probably also work, but I'm not going to do it. Not right now. I want to just get it done the way I know works at the moment. I'll experiment later. Again, all of this, I guess I can probably post those to-do lists within your view so you can see them, but I have like 50 things to do, including like prepare my slides and finish editing a video to submit to this other thing that I want before I leave next week. -3. So I'm gonna negative extrude this 3 millimeters so that it makes a nice little indentation here for my nuts. You're gonna love my nuts. Teehee. And then on the opposite side, nothing. On the opposite side, nothing. Okay. So that's how that's going down. That's what that's going to look like. And if I go to my bodies, I've got both of my layers there. For these weird waffly looking layers, I've got the battery itself, which I modeled up real quick. And at the bottom, there's the adapter plate. Oh, I got this the wrong way. It don't matter. Adapter plate. That's the thing that it's going into. So that was like the reference that I used to make all of my holes. The other thing I need to do is print my spacers that are going to go here. Probably do that now. Circle. Button. So I guess those are going to be 7.8. I'm going to extrude this to this face because that's how thick they need to be. And I'm going to make this a new body. And click OK. And this is the spacer that I need. And I need 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. So I'm going to print 8 of these guys on the MakerBot because we have one of those. And then I'm going to print my big bulky bracket that I just did on the Prusa because that thing does a nice job. I highly recommend the Prusa printer if you know anything about it. If you've been thinking of getting a printer and you didn't know which type of printer to get that one. We've printed a lot of parts. Like press fitting a fork into butter. All right, I'm going to switch this, actually, where is it? Ah, okay, back to me. I'm gonna go and grab the SD cards from the printers and I'll be right back. And then I need to find some way of plugging the adapter thing into the, into a plug, a port. There's a bank somewhere on my desk. It's really embarrassing, like the desk area right here is very bad. I'll be right back. melting shit?
No, I'd probably get some plastic with the soldering tip or something.
Blech. Mark's making bad smells.
Oh.
And not with his butt.
The smell of progress.
No, no butt progress. SD
I
card.
think brushed a bag of cards or something.
No! It's my mom.
Mother,
It's my
no.
mom. No. My mom's been part of my streams many a time, but not today. It's usually me accidentally clicking accept because I normally click accept, and then she's just on the stream talking about shoes and like how much alcohol she's been drinking. Love you, Mom. Okay. I had a USB cable. Oh, okay. Ha! Alright. Man. There we go. Ooh. Interrogation light. Damn. That's bright. It's like I'm on the set of a movie. It's like I'm on the set of Mythbusters. Ah, okay. Alright. Back to what I was doing. Okay, so I need to export said spacer that I just made. Save as STL. Bloop. I'll switch back over to the desktop in just a second. I'm just going to do a bunch of terrifying stuff on my horrible desktop real quick. Bad bracket. Okay. How is this without? I'll just turn that off. I don't even know if you can see me now. The sun's setting. It might actually be better this way. What does that look like? Huh. Oh, that is not so bad. Alright, cool. Then we'll do without the light. Okay, so I'm putting together a bunch of stuff on the Prusa platform thing right now, real quick. The thing I named Bad Bracket, specifically. There we go. And the spacer thing. And I need to print this such that those countersunk holes are facing up so that there's no weird overhang. So I'm going to rotate around the green axis 180 degrees. You can't see this, I'm just describing you what I'm doing. And then I need 8 of these spacers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. I'll just put 4 here and 4 there. You can't see what I mean by here, but they're there. In the best way. Is anyone playing any good video games these days? I play video games when I can, when I have time. I play stuff on Steam to like cope with life, I guess. I play TF2 a lot. And right now Mark and I are playing Terraria in our free time. Export G-code. Yes, let's do that. Let's do it! Bad bracket. Save. It's gonna be like, this is going to take 3 hours. That's my guess. Come on. It's exporting. You can do it. I have faith in you. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Alright, maybe longer than 3 hours. I hope not. Not that I'm doing anything else for the rest of the night. Oh wow, 4 hours and 16 minutes. Shit. Fuck. Those spacers doubled the amount of time the other piece took. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go stuff this inside of a printer in the other room, and then I'll be back and I can go on to the next thing. Actually, I don't want it to be like that. Okay, changed my mind. I'm back with this thing. I'm going to tweak it. Here, 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 here. Nope, nope, that's not it. This is it. Okay. I don't want it to be that thick. It doesn't have to be that thick. Okay, so I'm going to turn off all these other layers real quick. This should be just fine. Okay. That should take considerably less time. I'll check the chat in a second. I just want to get this set up so that it's running while we're making our corn desktop. There. Rotate around green. There. I'm gonna call this pizza. Okay, so let's see if it's any less than 4 hours. Hopefully it's considerably less than 4 hours. Noodle, don't worry, mommy's gonna make you your Halloween costume. Notable, Noodle went as Deadpool 2 years ago. Last year he went as the Fifth Element. That is as in all 4 elements plus the 5th. He went as all of the elements. And 3 years ago he went as a creeper from Minecraft. So mommy totally makes him kick-ass Halloween costumes every year because she loves him. Alright, I'll be right back again. For real this time. Okay, I'm back. Noodle, this is your pumpkin. You will wear it on your face. Noodle's pumpkin face. Okay, I'm gonna still do CAD. Still. Wait. There's the chat. Margarita Mondays! Josh, not really, like, it's really a bummer. I'm gonna look at the chat here for a second before I dip down into the, CAD again. No, our bartender that was the bartender at the bar that we went to, doesn't work there anymore as of, like, sometime this spring, so we, had to find another bar. I mean, we still go to the old one, but it's just kind of not the same. We did find this other bar it's not a cantina, which is kind of a bummer because I can't get my dirty beers there. Which, if you've never had a michelada, I highly recommend it. That's my drink of choice. We go to this bar now that's more of like a seafood bar, but the ambiance is pretty amazing, and they have one of my favorite beers on tap, which is the Left Hand Cow Sweet Milk Stout, and it's delicious. And I've never had it on tap before, and it's amazing. So I go there and I get clam chowder and then my cow milk beer, my Left Hand Milk Stout, whatever. And that's almost as good as a michelada from a cantina, but it changes stuff up. So we don't technically do the margaritas anymore, but we do get together like every other Monday when we can and drink. Because my mom's pretty awesome. Like, I approve of her as a human. I'm gonna scroll up and paste these. Oh my. Red Rocket Redemption?
What?
Deep Red Redemption? Not Red Rocket Redemption.
Wow.
Red Rocket
That's gonna be a great
Redemption.
porno.
That's the name of the porn version. Sorry. I saw Rocket somewhere and then my brain pushed them all together. Rocket League. Okay, my brain like compounded like all of those together. Rocket League, Stardew Valley, Matt's been playing that. He came over here and fed it. He watered his cat like a bunch and watered things, and I heard the same watering sound like 1,000 times. I've been playing a lot of Splatoon because that's like my weird de-stressing game at the end of the day. I have not played Magnum Opus. haven't played any of these games. The only one that I've seen is Stardew Valley. Like right now, we're doing Terraria, and then I just as a default always play Splatoon at night and TF2 sometimes. I love TF2. That's like my don't take life too serious game. It helps me unwind after a stressful day. Too much brightness to see what that posted. Oh, but that's good. Michelada. Yeah, he did water his cat. I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense, but I just remember he used to. But yeah, TF2 is the best. I play a pyro, and I just sold like some unusual item that I unboxed by chance. I like never buy like keys, but I did for some reason because it was like, fuck it, I'll get one key, and I got this unusual taunt thing, and I sold it for like $25 on the Steam store. So now I have $25 of like bullshit money to spend on like hats, as you do. So I got like a pyro taunt, which I've never had before, and then a bunch of other garbage, so my pyro looks all swanky. TF2 is also, I think, like the first place I ever named something Noodle Feet, like years ago. TF2 is special. Like that game is, that used to be part of French Toast Friday. Like there's this video on YouTube that you can like look up called Heavy Makes French Toast. I think it's like a TF2 like Gary's Mod video that someone made. It was called like Adventures with Heavy and then like French Toast, and it's like one of those movies or videos that someone made that I think is widely associated with the game TF2, but it is the video that started French Toast Friday as a thing for us like years ago. Like when we first started doing French Toast as a ritual on Fridays, we also used to play TF2 as well. And the two went hand in hand. It was like the ritual of TF2 and French Toast, because there is a video that puts those two exact things together in a context. But we've kind of departed from both things, because that was, again, years ago. Like if you type in French Toast Friday on YouTube, there's videos on another channel featuring a younger version of myself and Mark and Matt making the French toast. True story, but they're not on my channel. They're on our channel. I guess it is technically my channel. It's me and Mark's channel. Geeky freaky. There's other stuff there too. Yeah. Darwin's Danger Shield called Scruffy. Aw, Sniper. I still have him on his channel. I thought it was Fetish Friday. French toast sounds good too, though. Oh, Fetish Friday. No, it's French toast.
Fetish Friday.
French Toast Fetish Friday? It is a Fetish Friday. It's the fetish of...
fetish?
Of French toast. That's our fetish. Me and my boys. Okay, I was doing something. I'm going to be doing a CAD thing. Where's my camera? Oh, that's not the right thing at all. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay, the other CAD thing that I need to do has to do with the crotch salmon. So I'm going to go back to the thing up here called the beatbox. So I made a newer, slimmer version of the salmon. So I lied. I'm actually going to go back down to the table and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, because it's a thing. So if I move this guy away, I can show you what I mean with the salmon. Oh god. It's this guy. This is a skinnier version of the salmon. There was a less skinny version of the salmon not too long ago. The first version of salmon was actually quite thick and it didn't fit between my legs very well, and it was uncomfortable. So I had to skinny it down. Oh! There you go.
I just had an idea.
Yeah?
Get the soft printing 3D printer filament and make your salmon out of that.
I want Ninja Flex, but we have to modify a printer to take it.
Oh, and get another Prusa soon. We'll
Okay.
do that.
We'll have a soft printer.
Yes. Soft only.
We haven't done Ninja Flex yet. And there's this guy. Okay. So, this is the beef that it used to be. It was big and meaty. So, I skinnied it down towards the bottom. The part that actually extends backwards underneath my, I'm going to call it this again, my pelvic shelf. Is that even the correct?
Probably not.
No, pelvic shelf. On the bottom part of my, my crotch, the gap. So the gap part down here at the bottom.
Your Old Navy.
My Old Navy. What? The bottom part of the beat box, the salmon that extends in between legs, is now like pretty thin. That's like not a lot of width. I actually can't tell that it's there. It could be a little softer. It is plastic, but it's a hell of a lot better than the one on the left. That thing is huge. You will feel that. Anyone would feel that. It is thick with 2 C's. I could mold it. I hate making molds. It's a lot of steps. I could do it. It's a thing I've thought of, but I don't know, I kind of like the idea of a lot of these things being 3D printable. It makes it easier for me to make a guide on how I built it, I guess. It's like, hey, I created these exact parts in CAD, and then I printed them and assembled them mechanically. I don't know, I think there's some part of me that gets off on creating something that is mechanical, like assembled with hardware and shapes. So I kind of appreciate, or at least appreciate's not the word. I enjoy the fact, I enjoy the fact that all of the peripherals that I've made so far are primarily constructed from 3D printed parts, or parts that are flat plastic, complex popsicle stick-like shapes that are compounded together with hardware and they function. I find that pleasing in some way. Granted, in the interest of making things that like contact my sensitive areas more comfortable, I could mold something and I could put some sort of padding there that's more squishy, and I've thought about doing that for sure. I'm thinking the Ninja Flex way to go is what we're going to investigate in the near future, because one of the things I'd like to do with Noodle's next version of Creepy Feet is have them be mildly malleable, semi-plastic, so that they're not just these hard, rigid mechanical assemblies. They actually can bend a little bit, so when he's walking, the mechanisms on the inside are of course going to be solid and fixed, but the casing around them, and potentially even like the frame that it's mounted to, could bend or give ever so slightly, as to give the impression that his feet are actually kind of noodle-like. Schwimmnudelformig. Yeah? So, anyhow, back to the salmon. So, the thing that I need to figure out with the salmon pieces is how I'm going to mount this right here to underwear or a belt that I can wear on top of whatever, on top of my body. I don't want to obstruct the speaker area right here, the thing that's actually making sound, like into my mound. The sound mound. That's what I should have called this. Mark, what do you like better, beatbox or sound mound?
Beatbox.
Sound mound.
I like beatbox.
Sound mound. So I need to make little holes in this that I can use to fasten this thing mechanically to some sort of belt. Man, I'm hungry. Kind of want chips.
Like chicken salsa.
I'm gonna pass out.
Me too.
Whew. I'm What's going on here? Wow. That's nuts. You're gonna love my nuts. One. I think it got stuck. Sorry, I'm looking at something really quick. Okay, so if I go back down to, where am I? There I am. Okay, so the other thing I need to do is come up with those mounting points for the crotch salmon. Bloop. Let's see, that is core mount. It's called the core mount. I'm going to eject my warp core. Let's see. So that's this side right here, this edge. That's the thing in question. The way that this piece prints, if I turn these two layers off, it prints on this side, down on the print bed. So the outside edge has this little mounting loop right here. So I can't necessarily put any eyelets poking up along this edge because there's a piece that sits flush on top of it. I could, however, extend this out slightly and have the plane extend inward, like crotchwise. My life's weird. This could extend inward crotchwise, and then eyelets could pop up from that and poke outward, and then that could be my method of mounting. I'm gonna need to reprint these pieces in any case, so that thing's getting disassembled. The other thing I might need to adjust for is I whacked off a capacitor accidentally from the board while I was trying to fit it in here, and I think that's because it doesn't actually fit. So that means that I'm gonna have to move where the board mounts back slightly, and that is this hole right here. That's where the circuit board, the Faleo mounts to. Because if you look at it, that is not a lot of clearance space right there, especially for a big fatty like marshmallow capacitor sticking up off the top. But I don't know. I'm gonna ask Mark. I'm gonna defer to his expertise on the whole capacitor fitting conundrum. Yeah? Yeah. I need help fitting a capacitor back on the board. It's over here.
Show
I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is.
Did it just pop off or rip off?
It ripped off.
Like what? Let me see. Okay, just take the copper with it and just resolder it. But does it not fit?
It goes on. I don't think so.
We probably have something that we can lay on its side and just run the wires over.
It might actually.
You can get still. Okay. I'm gonna make chips and salsa.
Please do. I'm
Me too. I have no idea.
Yeah, my stomach's. You can probably hear it on the stream. My stomach's going like.
Those people are starving.
The actual starving artists.
Right.
They are hunger.
Right.
It's 4:28. Matt should be here in about an hour, so yeah, don't whack off capacitors. It'll cause discharge. LOL, you guys are great. I think makers on flexible foam and little. So between the board and the bottom of the cap, and then bend it to the. Yeah, if we have bendy ones, I think the one that we're using right now is a surface mount, so it doesn't have feet. If he has a through-hole one of the same value, then we can amend the board and bend it somewhere where it makes sense. Otherwise, I can just kind of push this mounting thing down, because there's space, right? You could totally like lower this by 5 millimeters if I had to. Wait. Oh yeah, I can lower it considerably, and it's not gonna overlap or interfere with the speaker. How about those mounting holes in the meantime? This thing right here does not need to exist. This hole, this slot right here on this edge. So I can fill it up doing that thing that I'm not supposed to do. If I select the gap, press extrude. Yeah, my computer's super unhappy. It's gone, it's been swallowed up. Okay, so the thing that I will probably end up doing, I have to decide if I'm going to actually attach the panties using hardware or if I'm going to stitch them. Stitching would probably make sense. I mean, I said I like printing everything, so I enjoy it all being like some piece of hardware that I can put together with hardware. But in the case of wearables, there comes a time when there needs to be a belt or a garment or something to sort of hold it to my meat pieces. I still try to have those things be plastic. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but the belt that actually like mounts the winches to either one of my hips is a piece of like sheet PLA, not PLA, sorry, ABS. It's like really, really thin plastic or vinyl or something. I don't know what the hell it is. It's shelf liner. That's what it is. So it's a thin piece of shelf liner that I cut out into the shape of whatever form fit to my meat. And it's also held onto me with hardware, which is something I have to kind of alleviate too. I was thinking of attaching this thing to panties, but I also might just make another belt for it, or attach it onto the belt of the hip winches. I don't know. Thinking. In any case, there's going to be 3 anchor points. So I'm going to do the thing that I'm thinking about doing. So I'm going to offset this edge by 3. But I don't want the whole thing, I just kind of want the front thing. So this piece, I'm going to, portions of this will get extruded up. So I'm thinking, no, I don't want to do it that way. Okay, so I'm offsetting this by 10 millimeters in this direction. Come on. It's actually not over far enough. probably good. No. There. Okay, fine, don't go there. I'm basically going to extrude up a 10 millimeter wide chunk up past the edge of this piece so I can make a little eyelet, and I'm thinking I'm gonna put one of these here, here, and then at another strong enough point down here so that these 3 points will kind of help press the speaker at least as firmly as it can flush with my pelvic bone. That's the idea. So I'm gonna do another one of them. Probably here. That's not 10. It's like my computer can't keep up with my button pressing. The incessant button pressing. My boys will be here soon. Matt's gonna need a beer because it was his first day on the job. And I will need a beer because I've just been working like a crazy person. Okay. Okay, so these are my tabs. I'll call them tabs. Probably makes more sense. Okay, so I'm going to extrude these. Seven. Okay, so the -7 plus another 8. So that would be -15.
You want chips and salsa, a banana, you want the cheese.
I would like chips and salsa, because I read that you can overdose on potassium, so I'm going to cut back on the coconut water for a while, especially while I'm eating bananas.
Okay.
I drink a lot of coconut water, like a lot. A lot. Probably more than humans are supposed to imbibe. Boop, 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 boop. No, that's not these sketches. Do 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 do. Okay, but I also want this to come up too so that I don't just have 3 weird like hard points on the salmon that aren't comfy. Built my own baby. What? Symbol, it's my own seems to most flexible way of doing it. What?
I want this.
Ooh, everywhere. Just pour it all over me. Thank you. Mark brought me chips. Thank you.
Salsa.
And salsa. I have to go wash my hands though because I've been handling
Lead.
I think. Actually, I haven't been handling lead. There's just so much lead
You're
in here.
You'll live.
I'm in like a bathtub of lead
It
in this
tastes
room.
good.
No. No. I'm gonna go wash my hands. Mark, talk to everybody.
I don't know what to say.
You can say anything. Talk about your board that you're making.
No, that's not ready.
Okay, talk about butt sacks.
Butt sex. Here, I'm gonna babysit Sarah's computer while she washes her hands. I'll read some comments. Oh my god. I'm just reading comments. Sorry, I'm trying to process. Rob says lead does taste good. You just gotta, everything in moderation, as the Romans do. Daddy Mark, tell us about butt sex. Everything I know about butt sex comes from Pornhub, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Do you like chicken nuggets? We love chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
So nice to meet you, Joshua. We have not met. What else?
Hello, Mark.
Actually change panties without having to what? Thigh straps. I like the idea of thigh straps. Just saying. All right, back to your chips and salsa.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. Yeah.
Not ready for the butt sex talk.
Oh. Neither am I.
It takes a lot of understanding and respect and
Lubrication?
mutual respect and lubrication. Stop it, Dragon Toys. But anyways.
What? What? Oh my god. Don't ignore your hunger, kids. It's not good. Where the hell did I put the salmon?
Salmon.
Oh, it's somewhere. I love that that's just salmon. That's its name. It's called the salmon. So, has anyone else in the chat had exotic French toast? Because we're always looking for new ones to do for French Toast Friday when we do feel an urge to make French toast. Like, we've made Captain Crunch crusted French toast. We've made French toast lasagna with Nutella and bananas. We've made stuffed French toast with strawberries and cream cheese. We've made what else? Oh, we've made cinnamon bun French toast out of cinnamon buns by drenching Cinnabuns in egg and then French toasting them.
Oh, that's right.
Banana bread French toast.
That was good.
Which is my favorite.
Nutella bananas were good, I think.
The lasagna?
No, was that? Didn't we just make?
No, that was the
lasagna was really tasty.
We made
phyllo dough.
Lemon French toast with lemon custard. It was like a lemony lemon custard French toast. That one was good.
Yeah.
We've done all the French toasts of the world. Yes, the Nutella French toast was delicious. They're all really good. The banana bread one was the best. Like, if you just make a loaf of banana bread, like fresh, and then make French toast out of that.
Oh, yeah.
It's, like, amazing.
Wow.
I mean, but then banana bread on its own is pretty good.
Do that again. Because I've improved on the batter situation. Like, I used to just dip the bread in, like, an egg, like a scrambled egg mixture. And that made, it made an okay French toast. But I started adding a little bit of flour to the egg mixture. And maybe a little baking soda, which I know you hate. But that is more like a pancake batter, right? And so you start adding body to the
So fluffed French toast?
yeah, it starts to fluff just a little bit, and so the art is just how much flour do you add, right? Because you still want that egginess, you just want a little more body to it. So a few tablespoons of flour, then you whip that, and now when it fries, get a little more body to it. So I'd like to try with the banana bread, and it doesn't soak into the bread as much because now it's a batter instead of a very liquidy egg thing. So the next thing I want to try is, make some fresh banana bread,
and then coat that in batter and deep fry that sucker.
Ooh, Polis Squalus, what do you soak the
In bourbon.
tortillas?
What?
Tortillas. They're Spanish
Tortillas?
dish similar to normal French toast, except soaked until nearly falling apart and then covered in egg and fried. But if it's not soaked in egg, then is it
Smells
soaked
like
in something else?
tiramisu.
No, but it's spinach or Spanish. Wait, not spinach.
Spinach.
I read that as spinach. I
Wow,
was like, spinach dish? Spanish. I'm sorry.
I like
The
to go to
mixture
spin.
They're soaked in it's milk boiled with orange and lemon peels. That sounds really good. And then some. It's like what Patty did for the rice pudding. It's milk with the orange rind and cinnamon. That does sound really good.
Wow. Yeah, we could try that. I like a good orange.
So it's kind of like French toast, but you soak it in milk with orange rind.
Orange liqueur on the bread.
I'll let you know if we make that. I'll let you pull a squalus. I'll let you know if we produce that.
It might be worth a step. Yeah.
It won't be tonight. Tonight's corn night. But
yeah, this is just corns.
But like in the future, like when we get back from SuperCon, we'll probably do a orange and cinnamon like Spanish soaked. It's soaked in the Spanish. It's a Spanish soaked
in the Spanish
French toast. Does anyone know of a really good alcoholic fall beverage? Like something with like caramel or apple notes, or like a toddy, a hot toddy or something that has caramel or bourbon or something in it. Because Matt and I were also discussing making some sort of exotic fall cocktail tonight to sip on. We don't have to, but
You know what we could make later is I'll get some chocolate syrup. We'll make an egg cream.
The thing that doesn't have egg in it.
Yes.
We could make that.
I'm amazed Tony knew what that was the other night. He was like, oh, an egg cream. I'm like, how does everyone know what this is except for me?
That's an East Coast, Midwest, probably.
Guess I'm not Midwest enough.
Yep.
My childhood was borked. No one fed me an egg cream.
They didn't like you.
Joshua, I normally get my motors from Pololu Robotics.
Yeah.
Primarily because they're located in Las Vegas. And we can actually drive there. But they also have a good selection. Even if they weren't located here.
And they put a lot of the specs on the motors up on the website, which you're not going to get from a lot of places.
That too. They have a lot of good info available on the stuff that they sell.
And the controllers for the motors and
And they don't sell crap. So unlike a lot of those hobby RC stores online that sell RC hobby motors from China and shit for like $2 or $1 or whatever, they don't have any crap. So if you're buying something from them, it's vetted generally. Not generally, always. We've never live streamed French Toast Friday cooking. We might do that.
We have done. Oh, we never live streamed it. We edited it.
We turn them into videos, but we've never
How bad? Like, what could possibly go wrong, right?
It's we usually drink, and it gets rowdy.
Yeah. We could just set up a couple of cameras.
By rowdy, I don't know how many of you in here. Nerd rowdy have seen Mark argue with Matt or Tony.
Oh yeah.
That's what I mean by rowdy. Arguments happen because we're all drinking and cooking. Ooh, Rob said he just did a fall hot drink night. What did you have? Get apple cider from grocery store, not alcoholic kind, and mull it with cinnamon and other spices, then mix with rum or whiskey.
Ooh.
We should do that.
All right.
It's a good suggestion.
I'm in.
We can have that with our corn. How does the salmon function as a stimulating device? Zachary, the way the salmon works is this is the heart rate one. So I have a heart rate sensor, kind of like in a Fitbit, and when my heart rate goes up past a certain threshold, or as my heart rate starts raising, like up towards a certain threshold, it affects the volume of the speaker mounted inside of the salmon. So the speaker whispers, like I have whispers recorded on an SD card, and at first they're inaudible. So I wouldn't be able to feel the vibrations from the speaker, and no one would be able to hear them either. But as the heart rate raises, the vibrations become more intense, to the point that after a certain like BPM is achieved, you'd actually be able to start hearing them as well. So up until a certain point, I'm only feeling them. But then once that point is crossed, then you might be wondering whether or not there is a voice coming from my crotch. So people would want to like bend their head down or crane their neck and listen in to what my salmon is saying. Oh, that's right. I don't know what their international shipping's like. They're probably fair. Like, they're like probably one of the most fair, not shitty companies.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I think they have some distributorship overseas, and depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
And if you just email them, they can tell you, help you with that kind of thing.
Their stuff's pretty good. They have these really tiny DC motors that I use in a lot of my projects now that I just discovered last year. They're great. They're like this big, and they work excellently.
Yeah, the all geared ones.
They're like metal geared, really tiny DCs that are great. The ones I'm using in the hip winch belt are like some of the bigger, bulky DC motors, but they're great, and they have a lot of them to choose from. So depending on exactly what your needs are, they have something for that for sure. Like they have lots of options, and their servos are pretty good too. Like we use their servos for our Kickstarter when we fulfilled. So. Yeah, thank you for the suggestion, Rob. Oh yeah, there's that mulled wine thing with the cloves and cinnamon that's supposed to be good. And then you add honey and some egg white. It's mulled red wine with... you mull red wine for a while with cloves, cinnamon, and then you add honey, and then some... Oh, white wine? I thought you said egg whites. Never mind. Jesus
wow.
Christ. Don't put egg whites in the wine, Sarah.
That's...
I saw lighten it up.
Let me think about that.
My brain reads sentences backwards sometimes. When I'm like looking at lists, it just sort of like compiles words in a abstract order, and I saw lightens it up, and my mind thought Martha Stewart, like when you add whipped egg whites into something to make it light, and then I saw white, and my brain just automatically overrided wine and saw egg.
Okay.
So don't put egg whites in the drink. You put white wine to lighten it up, and citrus, and you mix with bourbon in a cup. So bourbon and red and white wine. That sounds like it would kill me.
Is that the cider one?
No, this is a different one. It's like mulled red wine. The other one that he mentioned, it's apple cider.
I like the idea of adding carbonated water to some of these things to lighten them up a little bit and add the fizziness.
Here, I'm going to take a screenshot of the pizza.
Yeah, it's like I don't like cider because it's usually heavy tasting. So maybe the idea of adding a little bit of fizzy water might help.
Oh, cool.
Like that.
Joshua said that there's a local distributor a 5-mile drive from his house.
Ding!
You lucked out. Super good. That's awesome. Yeah. No, their stuff's good. Like that's where we get all of our robotics stuff from. Motor-wise. Cauldron over the fire. Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, their DC converters are really good too.
Egged wine.
Egged wine.
It's gonna be speaking of, it's gonna be, what's it called? The oh man. Eggnog season. Here. There I am. I can go back down to my desktop in a second after I'm done pushing food in my face so I don't pass out. This is like all I've eaten today. Mm. Oh yeah. Mm. So mounting loops for the salmon. Since I'm already printing that weird bracket shape. No. Right now, I'm not going to get to print this for quite a while. I can keep working on this while I eat. It only takes one hand to CAD.
There's a t-shirt.
It only takes
Oh, what?
one hand
Excuse me?
to CAD. I remember I had an issue with these. I remember what that was. I remember exactly what that was. Aha! That's what the issue was. These surfaces aren't flat, so I'm gonna have to shave a little bit off of them. There. Now it's flat. I hate how it readjusts. It's really aggravating. No? But no, thank you for the drink suggestions. Like, we'll probably end up making the one with the spiced cider and the bourbon or the rum. So I think we have most of those things here, other than the cider. So, well, we pick up corn, we'll pick up a thing of cider, and then we can spike it ourselves with the spiky things. With our spikes. This is really good salsa.
Yeah, that's the Herdez roasted.
It's like really
It has
good.
a lot of salt in it for me, but it is very tasty. People are watching you eat.
Yeah.
You should probably wrap it up because Matt will be here soon, right? Does he get off at 6 or 5?
I don't know, I never checked my phone. I don't know where my phone is. Like, it's somewhere.
It's right there.
Oh, it's, okay. I haven't heard from him, so I'm guessing he's working.
Alright.
Yup. I haven't heard from any of them all day. Hopefully they're okay. It's weird having him work now. Like, my best friend was unemployed for a very brief amount of time, but it was nice because I work at home, so I had somebody to talk to all day without, like, needing to really worry whether I was interrupting him or disturbing him or anything. But now he's working again, and I won't talk to him other than on his lunch breaks and briefly before and after, which makes me sad. Enjoy dinner, Pullist Squallis. But yeah. So I'm gonna finish up these mounting holes, and then I'm probably gonna call it for the day, because I would like to shower before I have guests. I mean, not that it's a requirement, it's just, I guess, a courtesy? Is that
Courtesy
the word?
to others.
It's a courtesy that I don't
Ew.
smell like raptor. Mm. Thank you for bringing me chips.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
At your,
Markbot.
At your service.
Yeah, I'm gonna shower and probably put on human clothes. Come on. Let me do what I want. No. There. I have to do this weird shavy thing. Sarah salmon? You're not fully salmon until you're... I don't know where I was going with that. Sarah salmon. It's the freshest salmon. It will be after I shower. Four. Just become far more interested in stuffing food in my face. So I can at least check a couple of things off of my list. Mark.
Yeah.
Will you help me run power to those things?
Now.
Well, when you have a minute.
Oh, we'll get it done.
Like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Secret salmon.
Secret salmon.
Should I have called it the secret salmon, the beatbox,
the salmon.
or the mound sound?
I like beatbox. It's got a very,
Secret
The
salmon.
kids will like that name.
Secret salmon. That's gold.
Secret salmon.
I mean, it's not very secret, but it's still like kind of secret.
You can spell secret S-E-A-C-R-E-T.
Secrete? Secrete salmon?
Secret salmon.
That's
Oh, never mind. Bad marketing.
secrete salmon?
Secret.
That's effed up, mister.
Yep.
See? This is why you got kicked out of Hogwarts.
Exactly. And the marketing department.
Yes. Secrete salmon. Ugh. God. Alright, I'm gonna put a bevel on these hard edges so that they're not all pokey-like in my crotch meat. Filet. How apropos. There. Same thing with this, so these don't just fall off, because they're in danger of just falling off. You can do it! And then I deserve a shower. Please, sir, I'd like some more. Sure. That looks like enough. All the cool kids are using it. Ooh. Mark, secret salmon. All the kids are doing it. Okay. I added things to my stuff. Alright, I'm gonna shut this sketch off. I'm gonna close this up. And I'm going to save this. And I'm gonna open up my assemblery. Assemblery. I'm going to update the parts. It's actually gonna be really weird. That's what I thought. Do 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 do. Noodle. Noodle. There's too much to tell what the hell is going on. How about point to point? Point to point. This point to that point. Done. Alright, let's see. Do I have any interference? No. That seems alright to me. Okay, so this is what I just added right here. These are mounting points to stitch this bitch onto the pantus. And I think that'll work. I don't see anything wrong with that plan of action that I know of. This might come and bite me in the ass later. We shall see. I think I'm gonna have Mark solder that capacitor back onto my salmon, and then I'm gonna try and install it, and if it doesn't fit, then I'll know that I need to move that mounting point down a little bit.
Yep.
And then, only then, will I be able to print that piece. The final piece. And then I can sew this onto some panties. Or a belt, or some shit. It'll be sewn onto some shit. So, again, that is this thing for the beatbox. But yeah, alright. I guess I'll go back to this in closing to go full circle before I end the stream. I'll leave you on the note of this happy little face right here of the naked girl. She's staring at you affectionately. I'll call it affectionately. But yeah, I'm going to go shower, and I'm going to prepare for the festivities of tonight. The corn night. All the corn, the Mexi grilled corn, and the candy corn, and the popped corn. And I'm going to do the drink that Rob suggested, the cidery one with the booze in it and the spices warmed up, because that sounds like the type of hot toddy I need in my life right now. This drawing, along with all the other concept pieces that I've done, will end up on Shiban's landing page. That's all of these. They'll be up there later tonight, if not tomorrow morning, promise. And what else? What else? I can't think of anything else. I'm gonna leave you guys with the Discord link, because I always post that at the end of my streams. Invite people. Copy. There we go. So if you too want to hang out with all of us in the Discord, sometimes I'm super quiet. I apologize for that. It's just because I'm busy and I have my head up my ass. But all the people in there are super cool. It's chill. Everyone talks about stuff that they're making and stuff that's going on in pop culture and things that are happening in the world. It's pretty chill. I invite you to join us. And then again, one final time, Where is it? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Slow. No. There we go. God. This website right here. That's literally not what I wanted either. Stupid computer lagging. Grr. Rage. How dare you not do exactly what I want? There we go. That's the project thing for Shiban. That's the thing I'm updating. All the stuff will be there. That's all the information. I'm gonna go do my shower thing, so take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever it is, whether that's Friday or Saturday or whatever day it could potentially be anywhere else in the world right now. I have no idea. I think it's just Saturday, whatever. Enjoy it. Make French toast if you feel so inclined. I'll be off. I'll be off making things and showering and eating. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for keeping me company for this afternoon. And I will try to get back to doing this more often. So peace out. See ya. Say bye, Mark.
Bye. Nice seeing you guys.
Bye.